Is it fine now?
Yeah, now it is fine. So we have Nelson with us in the meeting, and Nelson, here's Munazza for you.
Hello, Munazza. How are you? Good morning, good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon. I'm fine. Thank you for asking. How about you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you. It's Taco Tuesday here in the US.
Hi, it's the end of the day here.
Yes. So I have your resume in front of me. Looks like you've been in the accounting space since 2016.
Yes.
Okay. So tell me a little bit about you and why you decided to get into accounting.
After completing my chartered accountancy degree, I started my career as a bookkeeper, and then after I took more challenging assignments. I did accounting, somewhat of review work. Then I shifted to taxation. Uh, I start I started preparing tax returns for 1040, 1065, 1120, 1120S.
Okay.
I enjoyed working as an accountant and tax preparer both. Yeah, it provided me um, challenging environment and more opportunities to learn new things
Okay.
and grow in my career.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've done both personal 1040s and corporate returns, yes?
Yes,
Okay. So let's separate that. How many 1040s have you done since 2016?
around 300.
Okay. And are you familiar with all the schedules in a 1040?
Yes,
Okay.
from Schedule A to SE. Yeah,
Okay. And on the corporate side, how many corporate returns in total have you done?
around 200.
200.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're familiar with all corporate returns, 1120S, corporate S, LLC?
Yes.
Okay. And if you had your choice, what would you prefer to prepare? Personal 1040s or corporate returns?
I'd like to prepare personal 1040s.
Okay. Why is that?
Because in corporate uh, we get ready-made data like from balance sheet and P&L, and we have to input that, and there is not much of thinking behind what credits can be taken or what tax planning can be done in 1040. 1040, I get to see more variety of work and credits and schedules as well.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So let's talk about personal 1040s. The reason why I say that is because the last 5 years, primarily majority of our client base is on the personal 1040 side. We haven't had accounting or tax preparers that were familiar too much with corporate. So I didn't do a lot of marketing for corporate. That is one thing we want to start getting into. But let's talk about the personal 1040s. What would you say separates you from another accountant or tax preparer when it comes to a 1040? What would you, well, let's have you basically how can I say the word I'm trying to, grade yourself. What do you think? What do you think? If I were to hand you, a 1040 and I hand the same 1040 to somebody else, do you think that, you can outperform that person, and why?
Yes. First of all, if uh, the client is not new, then I would refer to the past data of the client and see what things were done previously. I'll try to optimize the situation, like if he can if he is eligible for more credits or deductions, I would check that. I would, if I am not aware of something, I would consult with my senior or managers and come to a better conclusion. I would also self-review my work and before finalizing. And I would also ask for details from clients if I feel like something is missing or something more can be done in that.
Okay. So one of the things, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but in the US, the accounting space, whether it's tax preparation, corporate preparation, or corporate bookkeeping, is very, very competitive. So the only thing that separates us as a firm from another firm is how well we exceeded the expectations of the client, especially if it's a new client. Because the only reason we will get a new client is for in three reasons, in my opinion. One is they no longer have that tax preparer or account anymore because they moved and that person's not able to service them. Number two, they obviously had a bad experience with the tax preparer or accounting firm last year, which is why they're looking for somebody else. Or three, the person just doesn't do taxes anymore. So they obviously are in the need for somebody, which obviously leans me towards the next comment is our industry is very, very big on referrals. So if you do well by a client, they're shouting from the rooftop how awesome their tax guy is. If you did a bad job, they're doing the same thing. They're shouting from the rooftop, don't ever go there. So with that said, it's very important that when we do a file, we have to exceed that expectations legally, of course, but we have to, they don't know what we don't know, and they don't know what they don't know. And this way they're leaning on us as the expert to not only gather their documents, but make sure that we interview them. We ask them the right questions, kind of like when you go see the doctor for the first time. And that's what's going to separate us. So it's very important, especially with the marketing that we do and the reviews that we are going to lean on them after the work is done, because that review is going to help us get future clients. It's very important that our tax team is not just, number pushers. They actually dive into the file. They ask questions. They look for opportunities that the client didn't know that they have available to them. They look for credits that they didn't know that they were eligible for. They look for deductions that they didn't know that they were eligible for, because maybe the client didn't tell their previous tax preparer that they sell cakes on the side, or they sell jewelry from home, or they're doing something on the side, which automatically opens up a Schedule C, which opens up other opportunities. Do you feel that you can fit into that type of mindset when it comes to doing a tax preparation?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm going to tell you, why do you feel that way?
Because when I start my work, I check what the client was doing previously, and I also prepare a questionnaire asking them what, if anything else they have, or I also look on IRS site for more information on deductions and credits that can be taken.
Okay. So it looks like the IRS site, which thankfully has become very, very user friendly, is a resource for all of us. Plus Google. Google is our favorite. You'd be surprised what you can get answered with Google. So our clients will need to know that, because then they're not going to need us anymore. So, all right. What do you like to do besides taxes?
I like accounting work as well. Yes, I have done accounting in QuickBooks Desktop as well. So I like doing accounting finalization. When we are doing work of accounting and taxation both for a client, then it goes much in a smoother manner than in comparison to only one work done by us. Because we know start to end what the client is doing, what is going on in his business. So it makes it easier.
Okay. Do you have, in your experience, did you ever deal with the client directly? Meaning, did you have any communication with the client, or was it always through the firm?
It was mostly through the firm. I have come across only a few scenarios where I have directly dealt with the client.
Okay. And when you spoke with the client directly, was it video? Was it email? Was it phone?
It was both video and email.
Okay. And so I'm assuming you're familiar with all the, G Suite, Google,
Yes.
Zoom, all that stuff. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Let's see. If you were to join our team, what do you think you feel would be your biggest attribute? What do you think you can bring to the table, to the team?
I would try to put my best. I would try to bring more efficiency. I would try to share knowledge what I have, and I would also like to gain knowledge what my team is having. Uh,
Mhm.
because knowledge sharing is in our industry, knowledge sharing uh, makes the environment perfect.
Okay.
Yes, and
And what is your average time frame to complete a 1040 from beginning to end?
it depends upon what uh, elements it is having. If it is the most complex return, it may take between 1.5 to 2 hours. But if it is the simplest return, which doesn't have anything, then and if then it will take only 10 to 15 minutes.
Very good. Do you have any questions for me?
Yeah, if I am hired, then what would be my roles and responsibilities?
Okay, great question. So we are in the process of rebranding the entire company. For the last 5 years, we've been running as the managing director owner. The company I opened up 5 years ago for my son, and it was just a regular tax preparation office, like an H&R Block, like a Tax Liberty. It was seasonal. We didn't do any bookkeeping. We didn't do any corporate returns, very few. And then COVID obviously happened. And so majority of our clients for the last 5 years, and we've probably done a little over 700 clients, but we've kept a little over close to 400. So we've got about a 400 client base, but we've done over 700. Most of them, of course, went to the office, met with my son, Jonathan, and he did the preparation of the taxes. Then COVID happened, and then we started doing a little bit more virtual filing. And I saw an opportunity to expand the company out of Central Florida into nationwide. So that's kind of what we're doing right now, is where we hired a very, very, I believe, one of the best digital marketing teams in the US after vetting a few companies. And we're in the process of redoing the entire website, the look, the name. We're going to be rebranding ourselves as that virtual tax option, so that you don't even come to the office. You don't have to come to the office at all. So that's kind of where you and your team come into play. You're going to be my virtual tax team. So we use a client portal called TaxDome, and TaxDome is the client portal that will basically be interfacing, where the client can upload all their documents securely. They can be we have what's called a workflow. And basically each stage, it has automations in it. And so basically where you would come in as a tax team is once the file's ready, that means that we have all the documents that pertain to the client. We have a 3-page tax organizer that they fill out. We have an engagement letter. So when all that file's ready, then it's going to be put into what we call tax preparation. And that was where you would come in. You would prepare all the documents. You can communicate with the client through the portal, through email, through video, through phone, because we have a system called Nextiva. It's a voice, internet software with a CRM. So basically, you'll be preparing the documents, doing everything that you need to do. Documents then will be ready for client review. Client says yes, we move forward, we e-file. we ask for reviews. We repeat the process over and over again. So the goal would be you'll be managing what we call a queue, and as these files start coming into that queue, you'll start working those files. God willing, it gets to the point where you're going to be like, hey, I got too many files, which is a good problem. Then we can go ahead and have energy. Did I say it right? Energy, the name of the company, or the company that we're talking to right now, Synergy, or maybe I'm misread. What, to grow the team? We need to grow the team, obviously. So we're starting with one, but very quickly we're hoping to grow into an entire tax virtual team, because obviously the marketing, we're doing an entire social media campaign, social influencer, we're doing Facebook marketing, Instagram marketing. So we're hoping to grow from Central Florida nationwide. So that's the goal, is the first few that come join us is to help us roll up our sleeves and kind of help me build this company into God willing, a multi-million-dollar tax firm. And we also do tax resolution. I don't know if you're familiar with tax resolution, people that owe money to the IRS, and we help negotiate through offering compromise. So that's another vertical that we're looking at getting into, besides the accounting and the corporate returns. We also offer debt elimination, which is not going to be anything that you would be participating in, but we help people remove their debt, pay off their mortgages in a third of the time, pay off their credit cards, their high interest student loans, all that stuff. So that's kind of the 30,000 foot perspective of our company.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. So we have the processes in place. Now we just need to find the right people.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
No, thank you.
Okay. Any questions? Any other questions that you may have?
So if I am hired, how would we communicate?
Well, we will be communicating through a couple of different channels. The one main channel is through our Nextiva phone system and CRM. We also have, of course, Google. We're in the G Suite, so we have instant messaging through Google. And then we also have, of course, the Tax Dome, but that's going to be primarily more client interaction. But as far as corporately, we'll probably be using those two, ways of communicating. Of course, we would have, weekly staff meetings, maybe a couple times a week, just in the beginning, just so that you can get familiar with the processes in place and what strategies that we have, because your input is going to be very, very important to me and to our team, because obviously if you're the first one that's chosen, you're going to also be kind of expected to have that management role, kind of growing a department, because that would be our goal. So you're kind of like going to be the tax expert in the team. So we're going to lean on you to give us, your suggestions, what you think for efficiency, what will work, what doesn't work, what we may need to improve on.
Yeah.
So my last question I had for you, and I didn't ask you, and I'm sorry, is what do you do outside the box? What do you do on a personal level to make sure that you're up to date on any and all opportunities in the tax law for the clients?
I keep myself updated by reading newspapers. We have our in-house training department as well, so we get training from there. I also read on IRS site, and IRS site comes with instructions along with whatever forms we are searching for.
Okay.
So I do read the instructions as well.
Okay, very good.
And, apart from that, I Google if I'm not aware of certain term, then I Google it. I also take help of my seniors and managers. They are the best person to guide me because they are already into the process.
Okay, very good. All right, that's all I have. Thank you very much. It was very nice meeting you.
Same here. Thank you so much for providing me this opportunity.
You're welcome. Thank you.